All right, ladies and gentlemen, the very rugged, same beard as me. He's got a little bit longer. He
Yeah,
looks
I
like a
love it now. I'm
boxer,
growing it.
right? He looks like a boxer right now, but lawyer, fashion man, entrepreneur. I'm going to say now, podcast host, TV host,
Yeah.
speaker, Rex Afrasiabi. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm really good, mate. You?
I'm great. I'm great. Rex was worried because he was like, Jay, like I'm not like suited and booted like you. Like I'm just chilling.
I'm normally having a suit all the time. It's just the one day you get me without a suit. I'm like, I feel like he set me up properly today.
You know what? They say it's the one day Oprah calls and you're
Yeah.
just having a terrible day. You're like, I wish I was ready. Camera ready all the time, man. No, I was
uh,
saying, dude, I was saying, and we'll get to your story in a second, but I'm so proud of you, man, of
oh,
how, you took action on things, and we've been working together for over a year now, right? Obviously.
what about you?
But it's so
Also, to you. All thanks to you.
right. Yeah, but no, well, thanks to you on making a decision and commitment to yourself. But it's so great to see what happens when you're consistent, when you're listening, and like it's great to see from what I've seen online, the results of the business and the relationships. And tell me if I'm wrong, it seems like more of even a confidence that alludes.
Yeah, everything's changed. Like, I don't know where to start. Like I was first introduced to you by a mutual friend, Emily,
Right.
if you recall.
Absolutely.
Um, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta meet Jay, gotta meet JJ." I'm like, all right, I'll give him a go. Flamboyant, you rocks up, and it's like, oh, okay, this guy's a bit full on, but
You,
cool.
you came you came from the fashion background, man. What do you expect? You
Yeah, I know my current attire doesn't look that way, but
know?
but at the start, I don't think I even had a message. So you initially to help me like hone down my message. You made me change my Instagram name, my tag, everything,
Right.
and help me narrow down and hone down to who I am effectively.
Right.
I think one of the first things we spoke about was you telling me, who are you? Tell the world who you are.
Right. And
And
and,
then
and just to tell everyone listening, so obviously you came from the fashion background, but you're we say in America an attorney, but you're a
sorry,
lawyer.
1 second, I'm just getting a coffee.
Get a coffee. It's right. We kept this going. See the real Melbourne coffee. Is it? What do we have? A double latte? Almond
I'm
milk?
actually a dirty chai latte.
Oh,
It's like
look,
a
dirty
chai latte.
chai. All right, 11 a.m. dirty chai, huh? Okay. My gosh, dirty chais.
Dirty chai. It's like Melbourne's expanded now. We don't do lattes anymore.
Melbourne, yeah, I love it. So tell everyone. So yeah, you came from the fashion background, but obviously for a while now, you've obviously been a lawyer
I
in.
was always a lawyer first and then left law, got sick of law, left law. Previous firm I was at was in a really nice chic office building, and in the same office building was another fashion company
Yes,
that
sir.
does optical designs and sunglass designs for all the major Australian brands, I suppose, at the time, like Sassenby, Seapoly, etc. I was single. I had blonde hair and blue contacts back then. Almost looked as sharp as you.
Yeah.
And then somehow, as Friday night drinks turned into a job opportunity, so I joined them as a general manager for a good period of time. Traveled the world, a lot of fashion shows, etc. So, but then met my now ex-wife. Don't judge. And she didn't think it was a good idea for me to travel the world like that. So went back, and at the same time, honestly, I wasn't fulfilled. Like there wasn't a calling for me doing that. It was fun, but there wasn't this extra calling that I found whilst doing law. And I think helping people is probably the most rewarding. It pays, but that gratitude you get when you help someone, I think as a lawyer, you're so blessed to have that. Like we help a client through any sort of transaction. It could be buying a major acquisition of a business or property or anything like that, or they're going through a litigation fight, they're having a court dispute. It's a troublesome or exciting time. They need someone to hold their hand and guide them to what they can and can't do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So we're all coaches in a way. You're coaching them through the law of the law, and I'm coaching them through the public perception of who they are. So when we started working together, as you said, like you were very definitely very, very new, right? You had an Instagram, you were
I
sort of
had one.
doing a couple of things, but you were just,
My Instagram was Rex's Insta, and there was nothing about law in it. It was
yeah,
just like
it was
random motivational.
it was bachelor vibes, you know, it was very,
Pretty much, yeah. But
and
yeah,
then,
I was a
and I,
bachelor back then. So
right. And then I came through and I said, hey man, like, let's keep the style, but let's like incorporate more about your education, right? Let's be expert.
yeah, you made me change. I think now my Instagram tag is Rex Afrasiabi lawyer. When in the past it was Rex's Insta.
Yeah.
It's a big change from Rex's Insta to Rex Afrasiabi lawyer. And my content is a lot more educational. I'm still got my who I am, I suppose,
Right.
my motivational or my whatever gym workouts or whatever it is. But a lot of extra content about education.
Right.
And from there, I was afraid of videos. If you recall, you're like, Rex, get on the camera, do some videos. I'm like, nah, Jay, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And
Yeah.
now I love my fucking videos. I do them all the time. So much easier doing a video.
Let me ask you this, two things, because I'm curious to know. What was the trigger that made you go, let's just do it? Because obviously fear, the fear of judgment, right? Tell me if I'm wrong, but fear of judgment, fear of like uncertainty of why you didn't. Why did you start doing videos?
You started getting me on podcasts initially.
Yeah.
If you recall, you started getting me as guest on different podcasts. From there, random people started contacting me nonstop to do their podcast. From there, it went into people contacting me to do some guest speaking roles or keynote speaking roles.
Amazing.
And I just got comfortable doing it. And whilst I was doing my educational pieces, I was writing it all down and I just started running out of time. So for me, it wasn't necessarily fear of being on camera. I was like, oh, can I deliver all this in 1 minute? Or I feel more comfortable writing it than talking it. But I've become a bit more time poor. So all I do is just do a video so much quicker, so much more efficient, and more engaging as well.
Right. That's interesting. So when we got you on, when we, helped you with the messaging and got you on podcast, it turned into other opportunities.
A lot of opportunities, yeah.
Talk to them about, like, I do remember that you, and tell me if I'm wrong, obviously the work that we did, it brought you in business, and can you tell us like a number that you made from some of the work, or like, hey, that actually made me $500,000 in a contract? Or did you find that sales was easier because they trusted you more? Did you feel any of those moments?
The firm has grown. The firm has grown. And I think from all the things that we've done and we continue to do, everything's a warm lead.
Right.
A simple way to describe it as a warm lead.
Right.
You're kind of known when you speak to someone. Most people have social proofed you. They've looked you up already. And with the stuff that we work together, and you've just a message you've helped narrow down for me, the social proof is a lot stronger. So everything's a warm lead and the conversion is 100%.
Wow. Just a lot easier.
A lot easier. Everything's a lot easier. And sometimes it's actually surprising. You go into some meetings or some functions and people just know you because it's very, you can't avoid you sometimes. You can't, like, it's so regular to post that. And the power of social media, it spreads so quickly that you get known without ever speaking to someone.
Wow, that's crazy. And tell them a little bit. So some of these opportunities that we've done, you've also now created it's like a real estate talk show, right? In your apartment?
Yeah, a business advisory show for real estate agents. So it's been really good. We've had some of the best people in real estate industry in Australia, some Ace of listed entity head of franchise groups and stuff as guests. All sorts of people, and the viewership has been quite good, and the branding and client base that we get it from just the real estate space, like real estate agents and the like, has been quite good. And it's been really fun to do. It's just it doesn't take much, doesn't take long. We maybe do 6 episodes in a whole shoot day. So we do each season probably 3 shoot days, and we've done the whole season. It's a lot of fun. From that, I did another one just for entrepreneurs as well, which has been going well, and working on a third one as we speak. And these have all come as pretty much opportunities, like people contacted me and see me on other stuff saying, hey, do you want to be a co-host on this? And I've just said yes. I actually say yes to all opportunities now. I don't shy away from it. dive in and
Yeah, I said that to you. So don't just keep saying yes, because it's like it's free advertisement, man. It's
yeah.
just you do that and then they'll see you, because you never know who sees that, or they see that and go, oh, he's the guy. And what may turn into, this is the media. It's you're you know what you're doing? You're stacking real estate and trust online. You're building you're building a monopoly of Rex online.
Yeah, look, there's not many other lawyers I know do it, especially not in the niche markets that I work in. And it's been, exceptional.
Wow.
So thank you.
No, well, no. Before we go, and I want to know this too, because there's a lot of firms you can work with, a lot of people. Like, look, what was I would like to work with? Because obviously we couldn't finish one service that was very not in my control. But what was I like to work with throughout this time?
So you kind of cut out.
No, no worries. You're looking stuff there. I was saying, what was I like to work with throughout this time? Because look, like this, there's a lot of lawyers to work with. There's a lot of publicists to work with. Like, why me, and why have we stayed in this relationship for over a year now?
You're really easy to work with, Jay. You really are. You're transparent. You're down the line. You want what's best for us. And even there's been periods throughout this year where we haven't been engaged, but you'll still reach out and help me on things when you don't need to, or there's no obligation on you to do anything. But you'll go, hey Rex, adding captions to this. Hey Rex, do some back screen shots on this. Like, you always are there to guide me a little bit, even when you're not engaged.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Yeah, that's everything. Yeah, it's a little stuff for us.
Yeah, and thank you. It's been exceptional. And I look forward to the next journey.
Dude, the next journey is like making you like the go-to in Australia, like television.
No, I want to grow that. As I said, I want to grow that bond thing. So
I think we're going to work on that together, right? I think that.
Yeah, we are. It's still at infancy stages. So we've had some issues with, not issues, but the tech's been a bit slower, and the roll-on of some of the initial clients has been a bit slower than we anticipated, but it's still going ahead. It's all been really positive. So I'm hoping, it's Christmas and New Year's coming up now. So start of next year, maybe Feb or so. I've got a child coming on the 12th of Jan, which is exciting, my second baby. So that I'm going to be kind of offline in Jan, online, but not so much. But then Feb, I want to have a massive year next year, and I want to re-engage you on all levels and have another chat, a proper chat about not just bond, but my personal branding stuff. And because when we first engaged, it was during COVID, I suppose. It's been really busy and crazy since, but it'll be a good chance to re-engage in February next year and talk about 2023.
Oh yeah, man. There's you don't know what's possible, like where you can go with this stuff. And the great thing about Australia, it's like America, is 20 million, 25 million, is 390 here, in the States. So like, and you know what Australians are like. The more they trust you, that they're very loyal. We're very, very loyal creatures, Australians. So it's like, once they trust you, it's like, and they're loyal to you, man, it's like, you'll jump a different level,
next year, what I want to do, I think MA, my current firm, it's not that it's capacity, but it's not as scalable as I like it to be, because it's very high level, needs high skill sets in it, which is great. You do have it, but to scale it means, it's a bit hard to scale.
Yeah.
The bond conveyancing is a lot easier to scale, but I also want to next year look into February, so I want to have a chat to you about, is a subscription model, where they can get certain precedents, or startups, or whatever the case may be, can subscribe to my a legal arm, basically, of their business. So, and work on a ongoing subscription model, which could potentially work worldwide with certain agreements or whatever the case may be, and have a subscription model around it, which not many people have done, I suppose. And I think that reoccurring income, that the work, it's not a bad thing to have.
Listen, if you can get, what is it, enough, like you get 1,000 people paying you $10 a month or $50 a month, like, and you just feed into that beast, right? And that's also great. That's also a great lower tier product, because some people probably look at you, and this happens. They can't afford you, or two, they don't have the problem that you can solve for them. But they'll, $50 or $100, you know what? My mom wants to start a business. She doesn't know. I'll just buy that for mom, right? Or I'll get that for girlfriend. they're not going to go to a firm because they get scared off, but they'll chuck down a couple of $100 for
Exactly.
I need an agreement because I'm going to do this, sell my car online. I don't know who to use. I like Rex. He'll probably help me. And that's their gift to you. That's their
Yeah.
reciprocity.
I think a lot of people will use that.
Yeah.
And it'll be a 6-month contract initially,
Yeah.
subscription. And I haven't worked out the price, but it's something like $50 or $100 a month.
Yeah.
Based on volume. And it's all pre-recorded. I'm going to have just a set of videos about different stuff, documents that you can just download yourself. And if you want that extra service, you got to engage us and pay us.
Yeah. I love it, man. Rex, so that people know you're not an actor or a boxer or just some guy hired. Where can they find about you? Where can they learn about you?
My Instagram is Rex Afrasiabi, lawyer _Rex _. You can tag me on my stuff. My website is malegal.com.au or bondc.com.au. Social LinkedIn is Rex Afrasiabi. Yeah, reach out. Always happy to help. Always happy to give any feedback. If you want to even know more about Jay, just reach out to me. I'll be honest, transparent. There's no issue. Happy to help in any way I can.
Cool, man. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot.